Cool. All right, I'll hit live on Facebook, and then we'll just start talking, and then as you
I can
do
do that
that.
while you're talking.
Yeah. All right, we're up now. So we can see your pretty face. All right, man. Mickey Blue, it's been a while.
Yes, it has.
Yeah. Thanks for inviting me back.
No problem.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. So last time we met here in the Casa, you were on your way to Europe, you and Rex. But let's not start there with basketball. I've been dying to ask you. Let's just do a warm-up question.
Go ahead.
WNBA. If you're coaching the Olympic women's basketball team, are you taking Caitlin Clark with you, or are you not?
I am.
Tell me why.
Common sense.
For sure.
So,
For sure.
I'm not exactly sure what the reasoning was behind all that, and I understand people. I'm okay with people having their own opinion, and that's it is what it is. But they won.
Sure. Yeah.
Maybe
As expected, yeah.
maybe it's a pay your due type situation. I don't know. I don't know their standards, but as far as anybody thinking that she's not one of the top in the world, I have a few issues with that.
Yeah.
But they didn't ask my opinion, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You did, so it matters today.
Yeah. Because I was seeing if you go back into history, as far as like on the men's side, there's always been at least one rookie that's coming into the league. Yeah. And a lot of people reference, in '92, Christian Laettner was on it. Yeah. So there was a lot of debate like that going on at the time. Yeah.
Right.
In terms of the WNBA staff saying, it's the best 12 in the world. That's it. That's legit. Minus the global business end of it. The possibilities. Yeah.
Well, the thing about it is, you got the situation with the one player that was not really respectful to our flag and our country at one time.
Right. Yeah.
And but I'm all for giving second chances. So they won it. They represented us well. So it'll be a topic of discussion for years. And sometimes people create controversy on purpose to create money.
Yeah.
That's the WWE has been going on for years because of that. So it sells.
Yeah.
It may have been a strategic business move, and it'll be something to be talked about in the next Olympics.
Right.
So.
Right. So man, if you're popping in, welcome to the West Kentucky Sports Network. Right now we're trying on YouTube and we're on Facebook. Just the same. If you're popping in on Facebook, go ahead and give a like, subscribe, and whatnot. Give us a little comment. At least let us know if you can hear us okay. Or else we'll just be talking for nothing. Yeah. I'm here at the Casa de Mickey Blue. We have a much needed breaking it down with Blue session since it's been almost 4 months.
Yes.
Right before you went on that trip. So let's start there. Let's start on that trip.
Well, it was interesting.
Yeah.
I've had some people reach out to me that have been around basketball for a long time, and they felt like that was a good decision for Rex to go out there and see that kind of basketball. met with people from across the country, and the kids got along real well, extremely well. They wasn't real happy because over there they couldn't get their hands on any Mountain Dew. They didn't sell Mountain Dew where we were. Certain cookies wasn't over there either.
Yeah.
They stay away from the red dye and stuff like that, and some places, which I had heard it and I didn't know if it was true or not, that some countries don't sell Mountain Dew. Well, obviously, Portugal must be one of them or something, because they wasn't getting any Mountain Dew, and the American kids were not happy about that at all. But he played well out there. He didn't, he wasn't an all-star, but he held his own. And there was one game where for about 6 minutes he was between us and France for about 6 to 8 minutes. The first 6 to 8 minutes of that game, he was probably the best player on the court.
Nice.
And I don't know what got into him in that game, but his rebounding was outstanding. There for like 7 straight trips, up and back. He got all the rebounds for both teams. As a matter of fact, their coach had gotten frustrated with that situation and called timeout. And the next time he came back into the court, things got a little more physical, so to speak.
Yeah.
So, but it was a good experience. He got to experience some good food out there. We got to see some pretty buildings. Just different culture, way laid back compared to over here. Matter of fact, when I got home, I told Holly that might be a retirement place.
Wow.
I've never considered moving out of the United States, but I liked it so much over there, and the way it was laid back and how clean it was, and their food was just amazing. I'm not a big juice guy except for orange juice. Man, all their juices were just top notch. It was, their food was just so much better. And they had a burrito out there that there's no way I could have walked. If that burrito had been here, there's no way I could have walked as much as I walked after eating that burrito. And it was light on my stomach, and it was a good time. It was fun.
I tried, as I'm speaking, I want you to just go ahead and check your mic, see if you've got that blue light on. I tried to follow you as much as
Yeah, it's on.
as much as possible. As you guys went on your trip and whatnot, and then you did your best to stream the games. Did it take place over like consecutive few days? I can't recall.
Well, we were there for I think 9 days, I believe is what it was, and the first day was basically just trying to get over the jet lag. And then we did some sightseeing, and then I think around day 4 is when the basketball kicked in, and we did a couple of friendlies, and then we turned around and played in the actual tournament, the pool play into the tournament, and it was fun. I mean, one of the most exciting games was one of the girls' teams that was representing the United States. You had the crowd chanting USA, USA, and I can't remember what country that other team was from. I want to think it was Canada, but it was that was a lot of fun watching that game because everybody had gotten into it, and it came down to the wire and actually went to overtime. So it was exciting.
Yeah.
So
Awesome. And so before and after that, you took Rex to different camps. Can you talk about that a little bit?
yeah, he went up to Columbia. He unfortunately, which all ball players go through it. He got a rude awakening up in Columbia. He had a game where he played really well. He was 7 for 7 from 3-point range. And they're sitting there and they're talking to the players, they're talking to the ones they like about this and about that. They just made it clear to him that he was undersized. And that's something that no player wants to hear, but I get it.
Yeah.
You know, it was one of those. I'm sure he wasn't expecting. He probably wasn't expecting to hear that. I was. You know, I thought, well, you know, they're chasing Yale. Yale's shooting guards around 6'4", 6'5", I believe, and you know, you got to be special to play at any D1 school. I mean, you have to be special. And for him, he had a special game, but you know, I think everybody knows he's not going to go 7 for 7 every game. So, because if he does, then we're going to have a heck of a season. But, you know, it was a good learning experience for him out there. He played well. He went there. He went to USI on 2 different occasions. He went to Eastern Kentucky's camp. So, you know, just a lot of basketball.
Yeah. Was it an idea just to kind of see what the next level looks like? And
Well, he went to Yale's camp the year before.
yeah.
And you know, he's a real good student, and you know, he's, you know, it's like anything else. You get a little bit of a feel, and you know, your dream. You know, you want to go play D1, or you want to go play in the Ivy Leagues, or
Right.
or whatever it is he wants to do. And you know, you got to help him try to chase it. You know, I know going into it, it's stacked against him. I get it.
Yeah.
But if you don't allow him to at least give it a shot, you know, you can't sit there and just say, hey, you're going to fail. You can't say that to any kid.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Gummies went to a few camps, and, you know, I wouldn't look at him and say, hey, don't go. You know, all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. No, you just never know.
Yeah.
I had a coach tell me, it doesn't matter what I think of Rex or Gummy or any of my players when it comes to the college level, because it matters what they think. You know,
Yeah.
they know what they're looking for. I don't.
Yeah.
So I just, hey, if we can get him somewhere, great. And if it's at a level higher than I thought that he should be, that's even better.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Sure. Oh man. So if you're just popping in, I'm talking with Mickey Blue. You've just joined Breaking It Down with Blue, the fall break edition. We're on Facebook right now and also on YouTube. Trying to do it double trouble style. In the words of a well-known Monday night appearance person on TV, Mickey Blue, what do you want to talk about?
Anything you want. I remember Tom saying that he wanted to make sure that you guys got the first interview this year.
Yay!
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
So-
Appreciate that for sure.
So we all miss him. So
Yeah.
you know, I thought this would probably be the best time because you know practice starts the 15th. So
Yeah.
I'll be extremely busy from then on.
Yeah, I got you. Appreciate that again. Yeah. So, I guess with all that said, let's talk about a little bit of basketball. Let's go back to that real quick, just for people who weren't sure what we were talking about. What was that experience? What was the organization?
It's called SAL USA. It stands for Students Ambassadors of the World, and you know, they go looking for high GPA student athletes. So
Yeah.
you know, it's a good program. I didn't know. I went and asked a few people about it, and there was nothing negative ever said about it. So we went, and you know, if your kid can get a chance to go do it, I highly recommend making it happen.
And what was the process that Rex went through to do that?
Well, they had sent a letter, and we followed up. Then there was an interview, and they liked his interview. In the interview, one of the questions they asked, that the guy that was doing the interview, he kind of just stopped right there and said, well, there's no reason to go forward. That's a good enough answer for me. And what it was, they asked him, what past player or current player would you like to model your game after? And he said John Stockton and Dennis Rodman. And he put them together. The guy absolutely loved the answer. I didn't know he was going to get that answer. And so he got to go. And like I said, it was a good time. So
Yeah.
now we got to focus on Dawson Springs team with, everybody else, and and start getting ready.
Cool. Yeah, let's go there in a second. I want to let's talk about your other ventures real quick. Maybe get us updated on your softball organization, kind of what's going on lately.
Well, we had
What you
three.
look forward to.
We had 3 straight tournaments in September, and then we had a tournament rain out at the end of September. In October, we didn't offer anything locally. We tried to do something in Illinois, and it didn't quite work out because teams, a lot of people are on fall break right now. So we've got some tournaments in November. And then I've got an adult tournament next week. It's only one I run all year. It's over in Owensboro.
Gotcha.
So that's the one I run every year. It's got 50 and over, 55 and over, 60 and over, and then it's got a ladies division and a men's division.
Yeah. On our Facebook page, West Kentucky Sports Network, I constantly see different people reaching out to to kind of just put their names out there for their kids.
Yeah,
13-year-old,
Yeah.
8-year-old,
Yeah.
and whatnot. So
And that's, you say a lot on my page on that.
yeah. So if someone is looking to reach out to find tournaments, where can they find it?
Well, they can go to the Facebook page when it comes to USFA and go to KY USFA. It's on our Facebook page. And then you've got the usfastpitch.com website. You click on Kentucky or Indiana. Right now, coming for 25, I've got tournaments scheduled for Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, and Missouri.
Okay.
So we're we're trying to expand a little bit. We're dealing with some, just a lot of competition in this area. There's several people that don't know what they're doing that are getting some first time plays, and then we get the call, sorry, we shouldn't have doubted you. It's not like we told them, we just let them go learn for themselves. It's hard for people to do it for their first or second time to beat 2 guys that's been doing it for a combination of almost 70 years. Hey, people got to live and learn. The ones that leave, they always come back. They always figure out that, we probably need to stick with Mickey and Chris.
Yeah. If you're new popping into Facebook or YouTube, I'm here talking with Mickey Blue, head coach of Dawson Spring Boys basketball, varsity basketball team, special ed teacher, also at Dawson Springs, and all around great dad to many. Let's go back to.
I want to clarify that.
Which part?
With great dad to many.
Oh,
they don't know about me having 3.
Yeah. Sorry. More than 2. Yeah.
No, I have no problem with kids looking up to me as a dad-like figure. That's why you get into teaching and coaching. Hopefully, obviously nobody's perfect, and I still have my flaws. But when it comes to kids, I always try to put the kids first, whether it be a softball tournament. And it hurts my business sometimes because of being, I know what it's taken for Rex to get to where he is. I've lived it. I've watched it. There's no such thing as getting to the college level without hard work. It's not possible. And I find myself sometimes, I can't understand people that go chase these little shallow victories and thinking that it's going to do something, and where really it doesn't. I mean, it'd be like us playing our varsity team, playing nothing but straight freshmen and winning every game, and then turn around and having to play the high school division when it's time to win. There's teams right now that sign up for organizations in travel ball that don't even play in the state tournament.
Yeah.
That to me is the most baffling thing I've ever heard of. If you're going to sign up for an association, play in their championship. Now I'm not saying that you got to just play in ours. I didn't do that as a coach. I played in multiple associations, but if you're going to sanction, you need to play in their end of the year tournament. I mean, it doesn't make sense not to.
Yeah.
So, but some people just they look at winning only, and they don't look at development. And I like the coaches that are trying to do it the right way get their kids the best competition. Now sometimes you gotta, you don't want to walk in there with a low level C team and go play an A team every week. You don't want to do that. But you can play the middle C and the higher C and understand, hey, we're going to do the best we can and see where we are.
Yeah.
But it just seems like everybody gets stuck into just winning.
How's Dawson Springs Independent Schools doing this year?
Seems like things are going well.
Yeah. Anything new happening besides the new exercise room and whatnot?
No, I mean it's it's business as usual. Great group to work with, great administration. Still very happy that that I made the decision to go down there.
Yeah.
It's a little tougher on me this year because I think we have a special group, but that doesn't guarantee you a special season.
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to keep them as focused as possible. A guy had said at one time, never put your livelihood in the hands of teenage boys.
Right.
And because and again now I'm going to take a little heat from this, and people are going to say I'm crazy, but me, I don't really care what they say. I feel like high school coaches are the best coaches in the country. And I know people are going to say, well, that's crazy, NBA, blah, this,
right.
College, blah, this.
Yeah.
But when you think about it, the ones of us that, have to do it the right way, no recruiting. You got to be able to be flexible. You got to be able to come up with different that suits that team for that year.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as reloading with talent and then going and finding a kid and bringing them in. Well, some schools, but not Dawson.
Yeah.
Dawson's not one of those schools.
Yeah.
And so I've always said that those coaches have to be the best because they can't build a system. Now you can build a work ethic and understand that, hey, when you come in, this is the things you got to work at and this is the things you got to do to make us better.
Yeah.
But if you got 5 guys under 6 foot, you're not going to be pounding it down in the middle.
Right.
You're going to be playing in the paint.
Yeah.
So you better be able to shoot the 3 ball.
Yeah.
And what's crazy now, everybody's out there shooting the 3 ball, and you can't get nobody to go to the paint.
Ain't it crazy? You're right.
So first thing they want to do is grab a ball. Now some people do they have their little things that they do. They start close to the basket, then they work their way back and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. And I'm real comfortable with our guys being in shape this year, since most of them run across country. The ones that didn't, we'll see how long they last once the season starts.
Yeah. Well, let's introduce the team verbally. Let's go there now. Let's start with the seniors. Who you got coming in?
Seniors, we've got Gummy, we got Montgomery Johnson. Gummy.
Yeah.
And then you got Rex, and then we've got a young man trying to make the team as a senior, as a first-year player. We'll see how that plays out. Riley Bunton. So there's the 3 seniors.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to pull up on this if you're going to ask them.
Let's do it, yeah.
So let me get this thing ready here.
Again, this is West Kentucky Sports Network coming to you live from Casa de Mickey Blue.
All right.
Somewhere out here in Henderson County. All right, we're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook. Give us a like, subscribe, follow, share. And we're just out here during this fall break, talking a little smack, reintroducing the world to Coach Mickey Blue and the Dawson Spring Panthers, and just kind of get an idea of what he's been through since last I seen him.
Basketball family. And obviously teaching.
Yeah. So we talked about the seniors you got coming in that you know of.
I'll just go through the list as it is. I'll name what grade they're in.
Let's get it, yeah.
All right, so this is an alphabetical order because of the sheet. We already talked about Rex. Easton Borland, who's going to be a sophomore. Deacon Dever, who's going to be a junior. Preston, and then this is all kids that has signed up 9th through 12.
Gotcha. Before you move on from Deacon, is he still eating boxes of donuts?
I can't tell that he's gained any weight. So,
Shout out, Deacon
so
and Riley.
yes. And then we've talked about, okay, Preston Drennan, who's going to be a sophomore, Montgomery Johnson, senior, Trevor McKnight, junior, Jaden, which we all know him as Jay Burt Plunkett, he'll be a junior, Noah Riley, who is a 8th grader, Michael Washburn, who is a junior, Riley Button, you know, again, Matthew Jenkins, who's a freshman. We got a transfer from a kid that was in homeschool named Cash McAllister.
That's a cool, strong name.
Cash McAllister is a strong name. He's a junior.
Welcome to the squad.
Yeah. Chandler Anderson, freshman. Levi Purdy, freshman. Lucas Duke, freshman. Chase Miles, freshman. Noah Phelps, freshman. Ike Dalton, sophomore. And then Tobiah McCune, who's a freshman, and Amista, Mistah, Thomas. That last name, he's a transfer student.
Gotcha. That's a follow-up question if you had anybody else.
So it's
walking into the gym. Yeah.
Well, many of these are going to be JV and freshmen.
Yeah.
At the start, I'm probably only going to address 10, and then maybe add as we go. It's kind of hard to know what the other ones are when I haven't seen them because they didn't, quite a few of them didn't come to summer workouts.
Gotcha.
And they didn't run cross country. So I'm gonna have to watch and get a feel of who can help the varsity and who can't.
Right.
So we'll see. I'm not big on just throwing kids on there just because I can. I think you have to set a standard that says, hey, this is what you got to be to make it to the varsity level. I don't think you just say here.
Right. Absolutely. Totally agree.
So,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot. What can the kids expect from day? How do you conduct your tryouts? One day?
Oh no, that's the team.
Oh, okay.
That's the team. I mean, they signed up, and when we get out there, I'm going to tell them. When it gets time to tell them, I'll tell them where their positions are and what level that they'll start at. You've got 6 months to get better and work your way up.
Yeah.
Some people will, get their feelings hurt. Some people will dig in and try to do better. But you just can't hand stuff out. Stuff has to be earned. And I'm not saying our guys do this, but I think we're in a culture now where there's a lot of things that people think that they deserve to just be handed.
Sure.
And I'm not going to buy into that. I would rather get fired than to do that.
Right.
I'm not going to buy into that thinking whatsoever, regardless. Whether I teach and coach at Dawson Springs until I die, or if I end up going somewhere else, which won't make this clear, I'm not looking to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
There's a lot of talk because Rex being a senior that that.
Is Mickey gonna move
Yes,
on?
which that's a natural question.
Sure.
I'm 66 miles away, but if you ask me today, I'm staying. So
Yeah.
that's where my head is.
Awesome.
So.
Awesome. Yeah. That's strong. I like that.
But I will tell you that we're going to work hard. That's the thing I try to explain to them, that this year's practices is going to be battles. We have got to work on protecting the ball and blocking out. We're not very big.
Yeah.
And when you've been with the team now this long, and I know what we need to work on, you don't just sit there and practice on your strengths. You got to hit the weaknesses and then work on them. Because I told them, I said, look, this is going to be a situation where if you miss your assignment on a block out, we stop practice and we do a 2-minute drill. That's what I've already warned them.
Yeah, yeah.
So if they'll either learn it or they'll run it.
Yeah.
You know. That's why I told them they better be in shape. They'll get there. They'll get tired of the running because they like to practice. They don't like just doing drills, but the drills is what sets you apart from everybody else.
Yeah.
The things that you don't want to do, like the monotonous dribbling or the monotonous shooting, that's what gets people to be better.
Right.
So.
Right. I love it since year and a half, whatever it was when you were planning on getting that weight room and to see it come to fruition, and hopefully, I mean, you know more than I do if it's starting to get utilized, specifically for sports preparation.
Well, the ones that did it right, you can tell.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, because we worked out all summer. Now we won't work out as much. Now. We'll be working more. Do enough to maintain, but we'll be working on our team stuff and our skill sets.
Mm-hmm. Who you going up against opening game?
At home, December 2nd, CFS.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you won't see us in Dawson until January the 7th. Long road trip.
As normal. Yeah, with that, I'll take a drink break too. Pardon us, folks on the line.
I'm just getting better. I'm telling you, first week I thought, ooh, it was rough.
Who's on your staff now in terms of the basketball program?
We still have Dylan.
Okay.
We still have Jacob. Brandon Matheny will come up from the junior high level once his season's over or on the nights that he can. And we're bringing Skyler back.
Oh, nice.
So, and we've asked another gentleman. The kids want him around. It's Greg Harwood. And
awesome.
So, we were waiting to see what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And I told him it's on his time, and when he's ready to come sit down and talk to me, we'll talk.
Yeah. Awesome. Good. Will that be kind of your highest number of coaches on?
Oh yeah. It'll be the most by far.
Yeah.
And this year we need it because I need to keep them as active as possible. Because actually what's going to happen when we start on the 15th, eight of them will practice in the morning, and then the rest of them will practice in the afternoons. And it'll be the top players in the morning because I got to keep them hungry. There's a big gap between my first group and my second group, and it just doesn't benefit one first team versus second team right now. It just doesn't.
Sure.
So we're going to be, this will help us as far as future to also help them develop the kids because they'll get more time instead of sitting over and watching. They'll be more involved in the practices and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and with enough coaches, we can split it up end and end, and then everybody learns, and it'll be all right. And then we'll all come together once the season starts because I'm not going to force the guys to come in the mornings, when we've got late nights.
Right.
So, because the education part of everything still comes first.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put them in jeopardy of their grades slipping because they're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah. Well, that's a testament to you, what you've been able to develop so far in your short time there. Going into a smaller community than normal, and try to essentially build your way out. It starts with one or two, and then you
well, it's all about hard work. I mean, you have to be able to just focus on the things that you can control. somebody chirping over here or somebody chirping over here, that's irrelevant to me. I'm unfortunately for Holly and the kids right now, I'm in a spot in my life that you like me, cool. If you don't, I don't care. I know who I am. I know what I represent. I know what I like. I know what I don't like. And I'm not looking for trouble, but I don't avoid it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to shy away from the things that I feel like are wrong. Now I'm always going to give my, Miss Elizabeth, Mr. Marshall, Mr. Whalen, Larry, all those guys, everybody that's above me, I'm obviously going to give them the professional respect that they've earned. But everybody else, other than the teachers, obviously, everybody else outside of the Dawson Springs family, I live by a motto now that if I don't take criticism from people that I wouldn't ask advice from. Some people look at that as mean or whatever. I look at it as driven and focused. I've made it very clear that I'm going to stay focused this year. I know what I want us to try to accomplish. If we do, great. If not, we try. I don't want this group living with any regrets. And I had sent them a video late last night of a guy speaking about when he played for a team and one missed block out is what came down to them losing the national championship. But they missed a block out. And obviously there's other things in that game, but a block out is something that you control. When the ball goes up, you find a body, you put your body into that body. It's that simple. If you're standing and looking, you don't even have to push. Just get in front of them. It's such a simple fundamental that's just lost in the game today. I was watching some tape the other day of two teams that's in our region, and and the one team just kept getting offensive rebounds, and it was because they ran after the ball, and the other team wouldn't block out. We have no excuses this year. We've got experience, especially with Gummy and Rex. Bird, Deacon. They've all been there. Easton, man, I'm really liking his progress. I really am, and we're gonna switch some things up this year and play a little differently than you've seen in the past. But you still got to keep everything simple. Whatever the best basketball play at the time, that's the decision you're supposed to make. Whether it be a pass, whether it be a shot, whether it be diving on the floor. You got to understand and learn the game and not just depend on physical ability. Larry Bird was a smart man, smart basketball player. And I want high IQ basketball players.
Well, you talk about Larry Bird. We mentioned about the 3-point shot. Just a few minutes ago, to where back when Larry was playing, he was the most fundamental guy starting out. In his training sessions, starts 2 feet in and layup, shot, layup, take another step back. He started from there, and to your point earlier, we got everyone in the world bombing 3-pointers. So if I didn't mention it earlier, Charles Barkley was somewhat right when Steph Curry walked into the gym and started jacking up threes, which he put the work in. He's an ace at it, but Charles essentially said that's going to ruin basketball, and at that time he got
Well, that's the thing.
Stuff online from it, but
Well,
what say you?
Well, the thing with Curry, he does when he does his workouts, he starts underneath the basket.
Sure.
And he works his way out, and then he works himself back in.
Very creative.
There's a lot to be said about the skill of the players, but we also live in a softer society, And I just don't see how in the world they would even remotely match up to the 92 team. For the simple fact is, all of those guys were dogs.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to play that soft game that there is today. You know, it's just, you know, everybody wants to think that their era right now, the current era, is always the best, and that there's progress. Well, it's not. That's not necessarily true on a lot of different things.
Yeah.
So,
I certainly miss my aspect of it is, for me, when I'm watching games, you know, I'm trying to go out and film, get some content as much as possible, and then when I see over and over, 3 after 3 after 3, it's cool. It's cool when it's, you know, they're making it, but when they're not making it and they're still going 3 after 3, it kind of gets discouraging, you know, in terms of losing the beauty of the game, which I say all that to say, like, I even miss just a simple motion setup offense, you know. Just starting out to run a certain set, you know, I hardly see that. Yeah.
Well, a lot of the sets are a little bit more advanced these days. We've got a lot of film on some plays that are just different, and you know, there's material out there that can help your team if you're willing to do the work and get your guys to do it. I mean, there's some really good plays out there. You know, simple plays. But, you know, you just never know when, at any level, whether it be a kid at a high school level or a guy at the NBA level, sometimes they take things in their own hands when they shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, instead of starting to run the play that you asked them to play. Yeah. You know, because you want it to go, you know, you got certain places you want certain people to shoot it at a certain time. And sometimes the player just says, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
You know, come right out and they didn't listen. Yeah. You know, in the hub.
Yeah.
So
I see something else, coach. I'm gonna do this.
Well, you want a player that can see something like if they throw it in, nobody's guarding. You don't run a play, shoot the shot.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of stuff's smart.
Yeah.
If everybody's being guarded and you know, and you're supposed to zig when you're supposed to zag and stuff like that, you know, and then we throw it out of bounds because you didn't listen. You know. You know, sometimes there's timing plays.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Tell me something like personally about you in terms of like coaching, and I'll give you an example. When I go into different scenarios where I like coaching volleyball, and say like a different club season, I'll try to like read or watch something totally out of the blue, pun intended, and just to learn something new and you know, maybe try it, you know, in my next upcoming season. Have you done anything like that?
Oh yeah, we ran a play last year that absolutely worked all the time in practice, but never worked in a game.
Yeah.
and it was crazy, and we loved running it. We called it Skittles, and it was fun. We're not gonna run it this year because obviously it didn't work, and we never got it right. We just never did. I think we missed a layup on it once, but there was times we didn't even get the shot that we were supposed to get out of that play.
Yeah.
So, but in practice we got it, and which was crazy because the defense knew it was coming. So
Right.
So yeah, there's things that there's trial and error all the time. Matter of fact, somebody came to me last year in the Hawkins Central game. You know, the game that we played at their place. And said that was great out of bounds play. It was busted. Play was busted. We didn't even run the play. But it worked.
Yeah.
It was a busted play. And I got credit for something I didn't even do there. I mean, you know, I just, at the time, that was a very emotional night. I think that was the first game after time.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big win for our school. And it was, you know, a district game. So, you know, looking forward to those games again this year.
Yeah.
Not making any predictions. We're just, you know, we're going to play hard and stay focused.
Yeah. Has in terms of trying to look for the right word, but the right cool sports-driven type word, but has the you know, your normal opponents, has anything changed since a couple of years ago in terms of, you know, when one school used to be like seriously awesome and then, you know, Anybody
Well, I mean, when you-
building, anybody stronger than before?
I,
That you know of?
again, when you look at the region, and again, it's everything's opinionated until you get to out on the court. But you know, I still think you have to rank Lyon County number one and then Henderson number two going into the region this year. And it's nothing against Henderson. They're you know, a lot of people think they're number one, but I got a little bit closer relationship with the Lyon County situation than I do the Henderson, even though I live here. And you know, that junior bunches that they have is pretty good.
Yeah.
And you cannot, absolutely cannot write them off.
Yeah.
So until they get knocked off their perch,
Yeah.
I'm still going to pick them number one.
Yeah.
So. And Henderson obviously is a close number two, if not number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's gonna be battle. Gonna be a battle there.
So
Yeah. Are you at Dawson running any type of tournaments that you're trying to get people to still sign up for or anything like that?
no, I'm not. We're not running any basketball tournaments. You know,
Are you going to any different ones or?
yes,
Yeah.
we're going up north. That's why we got such a long break this year. The way the schedule fell, you rotate. One year you start at home, one year you start at their place. And I'm trying to get these guys battle tested before we have a good home streak
Sure.
at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So we want to go into hostile environments. You know, I want them to be hungry on that first game and all aim. So we're going to go to McLean County's tournament. So we'll be in McLean County on that Friday night, which is either the 20th or the 21st. And then the next day on Saturday, we'll play 2 games at the Sports Center
Oh.
in Owensboro.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we play those 3 games there, and then we leave the day after Christmas. I'm not taking the full team. I'm only going to take about 8 to 10 because we're going all the way up north to Bellevue.
Okay.
And we're playing 3 days in a row up there. And with it being the day after Christmas, I don't feel like dragging kids up there that might not see the court as family time.
Sure.
So, but we're,
That's something they gotta earn down the line.
yeah, I mean, it's just, you gotta be, I mean, you gotta be not, you gotta understand when people, Christmas is that's a family time. And you don't wanna waste, family time on kids that may not get to play.
Yeah.
You know, it's a long trip. They're going to be there. You know, spending money. You know, when in reality, hey, some of them can stay home, and
Good.
you know, so we'll see. You know, again, there's a lot of things that can change between now and then. A kid could really show us in practice more than what they have been showing us. You just never know.
Got it. We're looking forward to that. That's a big time of the season here in Kentucky. Again, if you're just popping in.
Tonight's a big night for Kentucky.
Oh, do tell.
Because you know, tonight's Big Blue Madness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah. I did not have that on my schedule.
Yeah, it's time.
Awesome. So again, I'm here at Casa de Blue, talking with Mickey Blue. This is breaking it down with Blue. It's been a little bit since our last talk. We talked about kind of Coach going with Rex overseas and some of his ventures to different camps here. Now we're just kind of getting caught up, talked a little bit about what's going on with him at his school, where he teaches and whatnot, and starting to talk more about basketball.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are you? Is there new opponents that you're gonna face this year?
Let me see here. Somebody said something about a cooking show.
A cooking show. Yeah, you should let me monitor that chat. Yeah.
Let me see here.
Let's talk about cooking show.
Yeah. All right. So this year, compared to years past, we're going to actually play a real game instead of a scrimmage game this year. on the 3-year anniversary of the tornado at Mayfield.
Oh wow, very cool.
Yeah, so
Yes.
that'll be different. Play CFS, obviously we play them. Webster, we play them every year.
Yeah.
And then Mayfield, 12-14, we play here in Henderson.
Oh, okay.
That's a Saturday night game.
Yeah.
Play Hopkins Central, and then we play in the Montclain County tournament, like I told you, the 20 and 21st. And then the 26th, we go up to the Swagger or Swagger Holiday Classic, however you pronounce that. And then we start January with a district game against Caldwell. Play at CFS again. And then we start back in Dawson all A week, and we open up with Livingston Central, and we host all A this year.
Oh, awesome.
So after all A, we play at Madisonville, and then we come across the river to play Evansville Christian. And then the very next day, we go to Heritage Christian, and then we play at CCA again. We've got Madisonville at home, Hopkins Central at home, HCA at home, Caldwell possibly at home. We'll figure out how that works out, depending on how all A works out, because if we meet them in the all A, we're going to count that as a district game instead of us having to play each other a third time.
Gotcha.
Okay, we both coaches have agreed to that, kind of like Lyon County and Crittenden County did last year.
Gotcha.
And then we play Lyon at home, we play at Crittenden, CCA, and then we play at McLean, at Livingston Central, and then Apollo, Logan at home, and then we end the season at Union. So we'll see how that all plays out. So, well, I'm getting messages, but it's not.
They wanted to change the angle?
No. No.
Hello, Brittany and Ari. Anyway, as we pause, take a break of the action, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, West Kentucky Sports Network, coming to you live. In terms of like breaking it down with Blue Coaches Show, powered by TL Ward Enterprises from day one. Eventually, as our network on Facebook and YouTube gets bigger and better, I would love to kind of do more coaches shows, not specifically just Mickey Blue, but others in different communities, because in terms of like the coaching aspect, I think it does a good job of kind of introducing coaches to people, as they take on, not only, a new hire or something like that, it'll bridge a gap between who the coach is and
It also gives coaches a chance to introduce their kids and stuff, like it's a situation where now today, I mean, I'm going to use Gummy for example. He's a kid that I really want him to get some publicity because he's getting scholarship offers in cross country and track. But he was also a 20-point scorer last year, in our region. We're considered one of the top regions in the state year in, year out.
Yeah.
So, I hope if that's what he wants, he wants to go play basketball, I hope he gets to play basketball at the next level.
Yeah.
He's not asking to play D1, he's just wanting to play.
Yeah.
And some of these schools that have reached out to him for track and cross country, I think he could play at those schools.
Yeah.
I just, for whatever reason, the dialogue or the communication hasn't happened yet for him. And I've told both of the seniors that it may not happen until the end of the year.
Yeah.
Rex right now currently has an offer on the table. I'll let him spill the beans, spill the tea, or spill the beans, whatever word you want to use.
Yeah.
When it's time for him.
Yeah. Rex, make sure you let the West Kentucky Sports Network know.
He will. But and I'm not saying that Gummy's better or Rex is better. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like if one of them was getting an offer, they both should be getting an offer somewhere. I'm not saying the same place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm lucky enough to have them both.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't want to lose either one of them.
Yeah.
So I feel like they both can play, whether it be Division III or whatever. I think they both put in the work, and I think they both can get better at the game of basketball as long as they stay focused on, you know, keeping the priorities straight.
Yeah.
So,
Man, good deal.
you know, and then, you know, we don't know. I mean, Deacon could come out, grow some more, put some weight on,
Yeah.
become a monster. He's starting to dunk a little more easy. The dunking's easy, becoming more easy for him now.
Yeah.
You know, Bird's when he's hot, he's hot. I think his endurance has definitely picked up and benefited from cross country.
Mm-hmm.
His dribble has gotten better. And again, like I said with Easton, I just like the direction that kid's head is right now. You know, he's really killing it in cross country right now. I mean, he's really killing it. And he's a focused kid. Like sometimes if she tells him to run 6 miles, he'll run 10. You know, and he runs in the morning, and he has matured and grown so much when I first met him that I'm extremely proud of Easton right now. I mean, I'm proud of all of them. Don't get me wrong, but I really like the direction Easton's headed right now.
Yeah.
And he probably will go to college with cross country, but with him with the basketball, even though he's considered under height, you know, smaller guy, he makes up with it with being tenacious.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to the year. I'm looking forward to, you know, dealing with all of our guys, even the freshmen.
Yeah.
You know, it's a situation where, you know, we've tasted winning. Okay, now what's next?
Right.
You know, are we going to continue with it? Are we going to get the big head and say, hey, we have arrived when we haven't?
Yeah.
You know, I've made that very clear to them. Just because we're a year older, these teams don't want to lose to Dawson. Nobody wants to lose to Dawson.
Yeah.
I don't care. Nobody wants to lose to anybody.
They still want to come down and whoop up.
Well, you know, you don't just say, hey, you know, we're a year better. We've got 2 4-year starters. We've got 2 3-year starters or whatnot. You know, no, it doesn't work that way. Every coach worth a grain of salt is trying to make their team better.
Yeah.
So, you know, whoever we beat last year, we got an X on our back.
Yeah.
You know, the ones we didn't beat, they don't want us to beat.
Yeah.
You know, so it's none of this is easy.
Yeah.
So if you don't outwork them and you don't communicate and you don't work together as a team and put the team first, then you're not going to get to that plateau that you want to get to.
Right. Yeah. Have you talked about Lyon County a little bit earlier? Have you spoke to Ryan any about kind of the upcoming season on, you know, for them?
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, Ryan's smart enough to not to, he doesn't give bulletin board material.
Sure.
He's very,
Yeah.
I wouldn't call him Bill Belichick like.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a personality, but you know, he's focused in his practices. He knows what he's got.
I just processed that. That's pretty funny.
You know, so you know, I like Ryan. I like him a lot. You know, he knows. You know, us small schools all have mutual respect with each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just because, you know, we cheer for them against the, you know, the bigger schools and stuff. So,
yeah.
You know, they're gonna have a good season. You know, they got some kids there, and I'm gonna name this one, DeFew. Man, that kid plays hard.
Yeah.
He plays hard, and I like just watching him play.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, they got the Breedlove kid. You know, they got the Collins boys, Bray. I mean, there's that. That's, I mean, and we're not none of them. I don't think any of them are seniors.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
You know. I mean, so you know, they got something for this year and next.
Yeah. A couple of years.
Yeah. So it doesn't. I know what the normal feeling from the people looking on the outside in are saying, oh, no, you better be ready to play it.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to be good.
I guess I don't want to call it a funny thing. I don't know what the right word is at the moment, but looking on West Kentucky Sports Network on Facebook, you know, I got a lot of people that will follow, and a lot of people follow us and whatnot. And I'm saying all that because previously last year, talking about Lyon County that made a commitment early, whenever it was, to kind of like, you know, jump into the CrossFit realm and kind of, you know, as a team, you know, so to speak, and kind of work on their conditioning and stuff that way. I know that's been going on for a little bit, but I've been seeing other schools now that pop up and that are.
If you're not in shape,
right.
Okay. Look, they do what they do because they're in shape.
Yeah.
All right, and that's what I mean. You have to look at. You got to look at who you're chasing and say, what are they doing that you're not? And Champions is a copycat business.
Right.
You know, you don't just sit there and say, well, we're going to keep doing it our way, and then we're not going to do nothing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Well, that makes zero sense.
Yeah.
You know, so you know they're in shape, and teams that, you know, you take a small school with us that, you know, we're struggling with developing a longer bench. That means your starters got to be able to play 32 minutes hard.
Yeah.
And you can't do it if you're not in shape.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got to knock that out first.
Yeah.
You know, obviously you want to have some skill, but, you know, if you're it's just like a wrestler that goes in there in the first 2 minutes, if he's blown up, he's not going to be good.
Yeah.
You know, until he gets the second win.
Yeah.
We need it where the second win is later.
Right.
You know, or comes after halftime or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Consistently throughout the whole year.
yeah. I mean, I'm excited. I probably don't look like it, but I'm focused, and with me leading the ship, I have to stay focused, and I know I make people mad sometimes because they'll give me their ideas. If I don't like it, I just you know, if I do like it, I'll do something with it. But I know the direction I want to go, and I know the direction I need to take the team. And anything that I feel like is not going to go the way that it needs to go. You know, some people have their own agendas. You know, well, maybe you need to do something with so-and-so, or maybe you need to do something with so-and-so. Well, if that was the case, I'd already do it.
Yeah.
I'm the one that's with them every day.
Yeah.
You know, I know who can do what and who can't do something. You know, in a perfect world, you got a high school team and all 5 players score 15 points a game. You're scoring 75 points a game. You're going to win a lot of basketball games that way if you play any defense at all. But you know, unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. You know.
When your season starts, when the boys take the court, how do you break down? I don't want to say season, but how do you essentially break down the schedule for them to kind of stay motivated? Like,
Well,
do you take it by week?
Well, this year it's day by day, and I know that's cliche, but I had done a system the last two years where we called them chapters. 3 games was a chapter. You wanted to go 2-1 in every chapter. You know. And you know, because then obviously you're 20-10 going into the district.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to win 20 games or more.
Yeah.
So, you know, that I kind of went that route. But this year my focus is strictly to be the best we can be on that day. Be better than what you were yesterday. That's just where I'm at with it. We have a tendency sometimes to giggle and laugh when we shouldn't, not be focused when we should. And, you know, unfortunately, I do a good job of getting them back focused. It's not the nicest in the world when I do it, but, you know, we're not out there. This isn't ballet. You know, we're not out there to, well, we have a goal, and it's a big goal this year.
Yeah.
And you know, you can't do it by taking days off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. When let's do. Well, let me run this by it and see if we can do it. Right. If you have Mickey's number, can they call in and ask you a question as we're doing this? You want to try that, or
sure,
if you have his number?
I don't care to put it out there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
270-454-3425. I mean, it's not like it's not already out there because of softball anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
all you gotta do is Google my name. You're gonna find my number.
So if you're tuning in, you want to ask Coach a question, by all means, whoever rings first, we'll try
Well,
to see if it happens.
I'm willing to bet nobody calls. Let's see how many people does it even show that's looking at us right now.
We'll see what happens. Yeah. We just had to try. We just had to throw it out there, though. Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay with it. If it happens, great. If not, hey, it is what it is. Where are we? There we are. Let's go see here.
We're gonna see what's happening.
Oh, it doesn't show how many people are watching.
It's all good. It's fall break.
It's fall break, Friday night.
Yeah.
It says that 15 people are watching right now.
Hey, someone call in and ask a question. Where's Hunter at?
Well, Hunter's been on there.
That's not a good audio sound.
Well, I think it was because,
Yeah,
it's coming.
it's all good. Yeah.
But anyway,
What can Dawson Springs fans and friends and families and players expect overall this season out of Mickey Blue and the Dawson Springs Panthers?
well, we are going to play hard and hopefully together. Sometimes at the high school level, you get parents that they're in their kids' ear telling them what they want them to do. But that doesn't always match what the coach
Yeah.
wants them to do.
Right.
All right. And that's never a good situation because, they're at the supper table, they're sitting there talking, and it's always going to be until Rex leaves. If Rex has a big game or he has a lot of shots or whatever, there's always going to be somebody that's going to say, well, it's the coach's kid, which, I knew that going in. I mean, that's at any school with any father that's coaching their kid at any level, actually.
Yeah.
But I don't even think it bothers Rex anymore, to be honest with you, because he knows how much he works. And, as long as he don't shoot 4 shots, he's got the green light if he's off.
Yeah.
That's why you take all those shots is to earn that.
Yeah.
But he better not be shooting 30-footers if they can sit right there underneath the basket with nobody on it.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't like that look at all.
Yeah.
You can't just be locked in on just shooting. That's why you got to be able to do all facets of the game. We got some guys that can get some high assist games. Depending on a night, it could be Deacon throwing it from the top because of his height, and throwing it down low on back cuts. Or like last year with Rex, he had 15 against Nelson Central. And he hit Deacon quite a bit going in the middle, and he'd hit Bird, and then he'd hit Gummy. We got some guys that can throw the ball in the right spots at the right time. That's the kind of thinking that it's always got to be. The one more mentality, meaning one more pass. Sometimes, if you can balance it, know when to do it and when not to do it, because you don't want to. If you're getting ready to shoot a layup and it's your shot, don't throw an extra pass.
Yeah.
Shoot the layup.
Yeah.
You know, I want to lay up as much as possible.
Last I checked, that's still high percentage.
Well, you know, even in the NBA,
Yeah.
it's still the number one shot. So, and the 3-pointer is not even not even second. Free throw is.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of making stay focused. But I think the cross country season, the guys coming together, learning how to cheer for each other, was probably, other than getting in shape, I think that was a good thing for the team, because I think there's a closer bonding, because you know, out there's no really ego. You know, they're all cheering for each other because it's a struggle. Cross country's not easy. It's not easy at all.
Agreed. Yeah.
And so, there, you know, you got fans from other schools cheering you on. Where in basketball, you don't see that.
Yeah.
And I think them being together, fighting this battle, trying to be they're going for region title number 6, I think, in a row. I believe is what they're going for. So, you know, there's a lot to be said to compete and win a championship in one sport, and then come over to another sport and try to duplicate that success.
Yeah.
You know, that's why sometimes you find people that are competitive at checkers. You know, they're going to be competitive at whatever they do. You know, so hold on. No, I thought that was a question.
No.
Text. So
Yeah, again, if you want to ask Coach a question, give him the number.
270-454-3425. I think you're asking for a miracle right now.
Don't be scared, Hunter Jennings. I messaged him, speaking of Hunter, I messaged him one night on, asking him what football game he recommended to go to. Because Hunter's West Kentucky football guru, and he told me Owensboro Catholic against, I think Davis County.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. And OC ended up wiping them out, and I'm like, thanks, Hunter, that was great. Anyway, going back to your boys, in terms of like basketball itself, has any one of the boys showed you something new that didn't really?
Well, Noah, as an 8th grader, his shots coming around a little better from 3-point range. Again, that's a rep thing. You know, again, there's 2 things in basketball that you control. Well, 3. Your dribble. If you put enough work in, you should be a good dribbler. Put enough shooting in, you should be a good shooter. And then it's your attitude. You know, those are the 3 things you control.
Yeah.
All right, you can't stop me from hustling. You can't. I don't care. I mean, Michael Jordan couldn't stop me from hustling.
Yeah.
You know, he's gonna beat me, but he can't keep me from going out there and playing as hard as I can, as long as I can. And that's what you're asking, especially at school, at any school, to be honest with you. You know, success is not for the faint of heart. You got to be able to do the work and stay focused. If you don't stay focused and you don't do the work, you're going to have regret.
Right.
You know, there's not a ball player alive right now that didn't taste the championship, that was chasing championship, they'll tell you, I should have done more. They will.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. When I lost my question. It'll come back to me.
Sorry.
So you talked about kind of like, the numbers you have now, the boys, kind of, you implied the growth of the team, and you spoke about Noah there for a little bit. I guess I'm going to fall back on vertical movement within your feeder program in terms of like in Dawson. You started the younger leagues, the junior pro.
Well,
I guess my point is that has been.
They still have the
successful for you.
junior pro league.
Yeah.
That's led more by Elizabeth's husband Jesse.
Okay.
I would like to get more involved with it. I was really involved with it the first year, but last year I didn't. Excuse me, I didn't get to go to it like I wanted to, and this year, excuse me, I plan on going there a little more, but I just can't be the leader of it like I wanted to be. There's some things there that I'm watching from the outside, taking notes on, things I like, things I don't like, and that's not saying that the things that I don't like is directed towards any certain person. We run into a situation sometimes where people get caught up in the winning and losing at that age instead of the development. And that's again what I said about softball earlier. When you're a small school, fundamentals matter.
Yeah.
And I've got a 10th grader that still can't shoot a left-handed layup off the correct foot. And they played all their life. And it's not something that I haven't tried to get them to do either.
Right.
But they should never be, once they get to me as a 9th grader, there should never be a kid that can't shoot a right-handed or a left-handed layup.
Yeah.
That means we have failed a kid somehow, some way.
You should, yeah.
It wasn't picked up on. So, I remember talking to a kid one time. I said, did anybody ever even talk to you about your shot? He said, no, because we were beating everybody in junior pros, so nobody cared. Because when he got to high school, he could.
Everything leveled off. Yeah.
Well, the form wasn't a form you would teach, and the ball wasn't going in. So you're letting this kid shoot the wrong way just because they were physically stronger or faster, and it was working at that age. They wasn't thinking about the future.
Yeah.
I didn't want Rex to be the star player when he was younger. Matter of fact, him being cut as a 4th grader was probably the best thing that ever happened to him. And then him deciding to put in work as he got older. Again, you're talking about a kid that only averaged 2 points a game, if that, as an 8th grader. But he kept shooting, and he kept shooting, and he kept working, and he kept working. So, it's there if you want to do it, but you can't have dreams and not put the work in. You can't, even if you just want to be the best high school player you be, say you don't even want to go to college. Well, why play for a team and not give your best effort? You're letting the team down.
No.
So, when you skip practice to go get haircuts, or you skip practice to go watch TV, or you skip practice to go be his girlfriend, I've already told him those days are old.
Yeah.
That stuff has happened ever since I've been here, but I'm not allowing that stuff without repercussions this year.
Mm-hmm.
Look, just like tomorrow, I'll send out a parent square telling them what the practice schedule will be for this coming week and the following week. And it's not me being mean, but you can't get better if you're not present.
Right. Again, I'm here with Mickey Blue, head coach, Dawson Spring Boys basketball. Coming up, season coming up. You're also still the softball coach you mentioned earlier.
Right now I might be. I mean, I resigned.
Oh, you did?
I did resign, but nobody has taken the position. And if nobody takes it, I'll probably take it for one more year. But I would like to give it to somebody that can put more time into it, because and it will lead them to the future. I enjoy the girls, but it's just, I think it's time for somebody else's voice to be there.
Right.
So.
Again, with Mickey Blue here on West Kentucky Sports Network, Facebook, and YouTube. Waiting on someone to call, give them a question and whatnot. 100 Jennings.
Ain't nobody calling,
Ain't
bro.
nobody calling. I think you're going to win the bet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man. So what, I guess I do want to ask, and it's something sports related, I should start out with it. The last time I was here talking to you, that tornado, that we'll call it, quote, second tornado happened near Dawson this time.
Yeah.
Yeah. have you seen anything, or how was that cleanup efforts? How's that rebuilding efforts coming along?
It seems like it's going well. I haven't seen it. I have not seen the destruction this time like I did. I know it was there because of pictures and what people had showed me.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's going well based on what I hear.
Yeah.
I'm not out that direction hardly at all.
Gotcha.
But I do know that the one time I cut through there to go see my parents in Clay, that I just shook my head. We're dealing with a lot of Mother Nature type stuff.
Right.
So.
Right. And how's we'll call it from the original tornado? How's the rebuilding efforts and the town?
The town's doing well.
Yeah.
We still unfortunately don't have a park, but that's not on our city people. That's not directed at the people of Dawson at all. As you can tell, that FEMA apparently doesn't have what it needs to do what it needs to do, and we're like I said, 3-year anniversary is coming up here in 2 months.
Right.
And still don't have a park.
Yeah. With that 3-year anniversary of that game, you're talking about, have you discussed any type of ceremonies with that?
I don't know exactly what they're going to do. We haven't really spoke about it because at one time when we all set this up, we had thought Calipari would be coming, but things have changed obviously, and he's down in Arkansas and Pope's at Kentucky, and I think it's a good move for both.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that all plays out. I'm sure there will be some tears shed pre-game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Mayfield, their coach is a top-notch class guy. So I'm not even worried about it. Whatever they do, it'll be nice.
It'll be cool. It'll be cool. I think that's something that has to have happened, sometime eventually. Yeah. Specific to the basketball, because that's essentially when that storm hit. Yeah. So maybe it'd be a small piece of everyone still moving forward, even though that's probably already happened.
Yeah, I mean, again, except for the people that got hit with the second one, obviously, the areas that got hit with that, they're still recovering from that situation. But the ones that got hit with the first one, it seems like, other than a few hiccups, everybody's, going in the right direction, which it's like anything else, time. Everybody needs time.
Yeah. Well, for me, buddy, I'm kind of all out of questions, and I was hoping someone else online would call and ask questions.
It's all right, because like I told you, once the season starts and we do this, these have to be 30 minutes or less.
The only ones that further have come to mind is the wrestling business, kind of what you thought of the evolution of Bloodline and Jey Uso.
Well, that stuff's. If I'm awake, because I didn't sleep at all last night. That steroid shot, woo! I was up to 4:30 this morning. I woke up by 7, and that thing had me hyped up.
Pinging.
Oh my goodness! Which Holly had told me that when you get a steroid shot, sometimes it's hard to go to sleep. And I'm not scared of shots at all. That shots that never bothered me, but this one. And the lady warned me before she gave me the shot. She said, this is going to hurt, this is going to sting. And she was 100% right. And, but I'm so much better. It's, even though I'm not 100%, but I'm way better than I was 24, 48 hours ago. Because Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday was bad. I hate missing work. And, because I like to keep them for emergencies, and plus this year, if we're not there as a team, I want to go to the state tournament for the first time.
Yeah.
So
that's it. Yeah.
So we'll see how it all plays out. Like I said, no bulletin board material, no predictions.
Yeah.
Not gonna talk bad about other players or other teams or other coaches. We'll go out there and play and give it our best.
Yeah. That's awesome. Good. Good. Can't wait to check in with you. Yeah. As the season progresses. With that said, you got anything else you wanted to?
No, I wish everybody the best. We got a lot of stuff going on in the country right now, a lot of division, and we're going to have to learn to love each other again.
Yeah, sure.
Because people that can sit and look at it, things objectively, there's something wrong, and I'll just leave it as that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of wild stuff with all this weather things happening all over the place, and it's just getting, to your point, it's getting, I don't want to say worse, but yeah.
Well,
so we can get it back to the positive side of things.
Well, we can just focus on the things that we can control.
Yeah, yeah. Last one, let's review your softball association. Where can people follow you at again?
That's on Facebook, KYUSFA. And then if you want to enter our tournaments, it's at usfastpitch.com.
If they want to email you?
It's mickeyblue2024@gmail.
If they want to call you, they better have your number already?
They should have it. It's everywhere.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Facebook, thanks for joining in. YouTube, thanks for joining in. To be determined when the next coach's show is with Coach Mickey Blue. You've been watching Breaking It Down with Blue. I appreciate y'all being here. Don't forget, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a cool comment, leave maybe an idea of who else you'd like to see on the West Kentucky Sports Network. Sit down, chill out, coach's show.
Michael Fralick's from Trigg County.
Hey, there we go.
That's my recommendation.
Michael Fralick, we might be coming for you, buddy.
All right. Have a great night.
Until we meet again.